So don't be ashamed of your life not being where it should be at your age, because you still have another year in front of you, so many years in front of you to build that life for yourself. So this is like a prelude to the actual video. I'm like rolling up right now, and I thought it would just be interesting to like, you know, just put on the camera and see what happens. So I've been thinking of making this video for a while. I've been seeing the trend on TikTok, I'm this age and I'm not ashamed to admit that, you know. And the original plan for this video was I was gonna make a parody and like just say like random shit that I'm ashamed of at my age that truly does not matter and does not impact my life in any way. I thought it would just be funny to just like joke around. But as I was writing down points, I was thinking, girl, this ain't shit. You gotta be here, you gotta come on here and be your authentic self and say what you actually want to say so that you don't regret, you know. The problem about the internet is, bruh, people can bring receipts, you know, receipts, yeah. And me, all my receipts are online. Honestly, I have no shame in my game. So today I'm like rolling up. Have I mentioned that? I'm kind of tipsy, y'all. I like keep on showing up like this, and I apologize, but like it just gives me psych. Today I didn't even feel like doing this shit, but you know, here I am. Like I want to show up as my authentic self and talk about shit that matter to me, and like, you know, share my story in a way that's maybe not relatable, because I'm not trying to like, you know, like influence or do anything. I'm just like sharing my journey and what I think, and that's the reason why I started RAMBLESWITHJESS in the first place. So yeah. And I've seen like some people have subscribed. Oh my god, you guys, my numbers are going up, pole. It's so exciting. Yet so now I'm like, I'm nervous. Like, is that normal? Like, I'm nervous. I'm like, oh my god, like people have started like saying hi, like I like your TikTok, and I'm like, girl, what? Like what you talking about? People are like, like I really like what you're doing. I'm like, thanks. And then it's I'm so nervous, y'all. I feel like once it stops being this small thing of mine, it's gonna become something that I won't be able to control. And hopefully, like as I get older, I have more control. Let me not unleash myself like that. You see where I'm rolling on. I'm back, y'all. I'm back. So the crazy thing, like the lights have gone. It has started raining, but the girl is still in the mood. So like, what's up, my people? How y'all doing? How y'all feeling? Welcome back to Rambles with Jess. Like, wow. Rambles with a great, the iconic, the visionary. Welcome back to Rambles with Jess, y'all. Let me zoom at this one. Isn't that perfect? So y'all, how y'all been? I've missed you guys. Like, it's been a minute. Not really, but I'm here. And as I mentioned, today's topic, I'm gonna discuss, that trend was on Instagram. I saw it on Instagram there. I'm saying my age, but I'm ashamed, like I'm not ashamed to admit that. My cat is messing with my setup. And if everything falls apart, it all falls apart. Anyway, so when I was younger, there were so many things I didn't like about myself. I didn't like my self-esteem. I didn't like, you know, how I was living with my folks kind of contributed to it. I didn't like that I didn't have no freedom or no independence, and I was stuck in a course that I didn't want to do, you know. There was so much happening, and at the same time I was going through adolescence and like experiencing sexual experiences, dealing with, you know, my emotions and everything, and it was just a lot. It was so much. But now that I'm older, I've gotten to appreciate the calm in my life as at now. Like, I'm very at peace and in my own world, and very, you know, just building my life in the way that I want, and it's so like refreshing. I don't know. Like, the things that I would be ashamed to admit are all material, which, you know, things happen, lives change. As I've said, you never know. Kesho neza omoka. Yeah, kesho neza omoka. So such things these days, they don't matter to me as much as they would have even when I was younger. You know, when you're younger, like, you think by the time you're 26, you'll be owning this, owning that, you know, you'll have this in your life, you'll probably be in a relationship and all that. Bruh. Like, especially the relationship side, let me not even get into it. But for the material things, I've kind of had to realize that you just build your life slowly. And you know, some people are lucky that everything just falls into their laps, or like they work so hard it happens to them when they're so young. Some people are lucky, like some people are blessed, favored, highly favored, that some things have just happened to go at full speed and they reached the top like as soon as possible, which I cannot bear to imagine how how your mental state is, how your self-esteem is. I feel like the journey that I'm going through, I'm getting more appreciative of the small steps, because I feel like I'm getting bigger things to handle and it's not seeming like a lot. That's why I'm so nervous about, like, you know, social media and everything, like especially TikTok. Like TikTok just sends your content everywhere, like, and then some people come to you, like my family members are coming to me like, you know, I saw your TikTok. I'm like, dang, like, cool. Like it's kind of scary, but at the same time it's who I am. And I'm not ashamed of who I am, which is probably the moral of the story, or like the main point of this story, is that I kind of let go of all my shame as I've gotten older. Like all the things I used to think about myself that just didn't make me happy about myself, I just let them go. And as I'm getting older, I'm solving problems that, you know, within me that I would never have been ready for if like someone threw me into the world without these small steps that I'm taking. Does that make sense? But don't get me wrong, like the Instagram trends, they were so wholesome. Like people were finally showing their true colors on Instagram. Like they were showing their insecurities, what they're not happy about, and they were sharing everything. And as I was reading them, I was like impressed. I was like, you just unleashed yourself like this. There was some that was so deep, y'all. There was some that was so deep. As I thought about it, like deeper and deeper, they were so like, for the age they were saying, you know, for the age they were mentioning, you know, they were like, I'm 24, I don't have a full-time job, I don't have a car, you know, my life is like, I'm like, girl, it's your early 20s, like, calm down, breathe, like, your 20s are meant to be your footing, like, in the world. Like, at 24, I know it seems so far-fetched, like, when you're young, you always think that life moves so fast, but everything comes in small steps. As long as you keep at it, everything comes in small steps. And I'm learning that as I get older, in my job, like in my relationships, in building what I want for myself. Like I can't really magically make everything happen for me as I want, you know. If it was that easy, it wouldn't be a journey. It wouldn't be my journey. But like at 24, in your like early 20s, even to your late 20s, you're allowed to be figuring shit out. You're allowed to be growing yourself. You're allowed to like learn more about yourself. Like you should not have everything figured out by, you know, in your 20s. Like come on, like pole please, you're giving us pressure. The rest of us who had not even thought about it, you're giving us pressure for no reason, because you know the journey is a long journey, and hopefully we all get to live until we're 100, you know. Can you imagine 100 years and you're worried about getting the things that you've always wanted in your life in your 20s? And I know, as I've said, some people are so blessed, you know, that it happens for them in their 20s. But please, on the ground, things are different, y'all. People are living normal lives. People are working hard, doing 9 to 5. Like there's life going on, you know. People are growing up, and you need to give yourself the same, you know, the same advice. Like you're allowed to grow up and face mistakes and face challenges and be crazy, you know. You're allowed to do all that shit. Nobody is out here cussing you out for having a job, you know, and working hard, finishing your degree, finishing your master's. Like nobody is cussing you out, and nobody should cuss you out, because everyone's journey is different. As I always say, you know, it's the life you choose, you know. You're dealt cards, bro. Play how you will. And maybe once in a while you get lucky, maybe once in a while you get smarter, you know. It's just life. So don't be ashamed of your life not being where it should be at your age, because you still have another year in front of you, so many years in front of you to build that life for yourself. And you know, people always say you only live once, y'all. You only live once, y'all. Like, so put your footing on the ground, like focus. This is like a video to myself, like, yeah, Jessie, focus. Because the goal is the same. The goal is to just be a better version of myself. every single day, you know. Yeah. Now to the relationship side. So yesterday as I was making my hair, as you can see, I'm looking like baby girl as always. Yesterday I was making my hair, like there were some women who were seated behind me and they were gossiping, of course, and they were like, I see marriage inafanyanga uparare, like and I couldn't help but laugh because I was like, dang. So me personally, you know, I always say this, like me, I'm kind of toxic when it comes into the relationship side of things, because there's so much that goes on within me that I need to work on, and that's why, as you can see, I'm just here with my cat. But like, I can't imagine people wanting to like settle down and like have kids when they are young. Like, that's one thing that honestly in my brain, I've never been able to wrap my brain around it. I'm like, why would you do that to yourself? Because you know, when you're young, the impulse control is gonna fuck you up. Now you just brought a whole child and you've brought another whole human being into your life that you can't get rid of, even if you try. Like, it's gonna be such a process to get rid of them because you decided to settle down young. Like, don't be in a hurry to like experience your whole life within the span of 30 years. Everyone is moving at such a fast speed. Like, munapea watu wengine pressure. Like, calm down, breathe, you know, date for a few years, you know, spread some love. Know your partner. Know that you can actually withstand a marriage with that person for for a long time. Don't just go into it thinking, oh, he swept me off my feet and he's a millionaire. Oh, I bagged it. No, you didn't. Calm down, breathe. Learn about your millionaire. Learn about your millionaire. Like, people are different and people hide their shit until shit hits the fan. Like, people will hide their personalities. Like, they'll not show you who they are until like they're in a position where you can't leave. And my friend, you don't want that for yourself when you're 28. Like, why are you dealing with such problems when you're so young? Like, wow, I don't know how you all do it, and I don't know how you all want to do it. Like, most of my friends here like say, they wanna like have kids before they turn 30. Me, I don't know if I'm in that boat, you guys. I don't know if I'm in that boat. Like, and then me personally, my ideal life would be I have kids with the person I marry. Me now, baby mama things, please, oh please don't come to me now. Hey, I cannot. Could you imagine? I'm a baby mama and then I'm going like maybe me and my that person. So now we're sharing custody or something. Hopefully they'll be decent enough. So now we're sharing custody and then I'm dropping off my kid and then I find that nigga is another girl. What type of problem is that? What type of problems? Like, I want to avoid that as much as I can. I'd rather be just, at peace with my life until I'm ready. And I feel like me, pole is the way I've decided to go. Like, me, I'm not gonna take the fast lane, please. The fast lane, people are moving different. Me, I wanna choose a very steady lane and hopefully it just works out for me. And I know it will because of who I am. As I've said, I'm not ashamed of who I am. I'm very proud of myself and proud of who I am. Because yesterday when I was coming home, the Bolt guy, like the person who was driving me home, he started telling me about the way he has good intuition and he knows when people are good and people are bad. And he was like, unajua mimi nimejua wetu ni energy power. Like, no, uvile umenigotea tu nimetel. I'm like, yes. Exactly. That's where we are at. The good aura and the good energy is all I ever want, honestly. I just want to be the best version of myself. And that is the goal. And the fact that every day I'm like focused to being that person makes me realize that the small things, uku chini, they really don't matter. Because as long as I'm happy with myself and I'm happy with what I'm doing for myself, like, I'm motivating myself in ways that I never thought. I'm thinking about things that I've never thought about before, like how to, just grow myself, especially mentally and emotionally. And I got promoted, like, clap for her. Like, things are just progressing well. And the pressure on the streets, y'all, you need to learn how to just steady your mind and focus on your life. Other people out here be flaunting shit. Other people out there, yes, they have it, but you don't know how they got it. And and some people are genuinely doing the thing. So yeah, there's so many people out here. You can't just be out here looking at every Tom, Dick and Harry wishing you were them, because you will never be them, and you'll be wasting your life trying to be them. So just focus on yourself. And I've been talking for a minute. But yeah, that was the moral of the story. Yeah, it was a very interesting trend, y'all. Like, it gave me so much to think about. And now, even let me tell you some tea. So this journal of mine, y'all, made me realize I had the most victim mentality in the world. I don't know if it was the adolescence or the hormones. Like, I thought things were happening to me, like, and it was not my fault and it was not my doing, which some of it was and some of it wasn't. And you know, as I've said, it's the cards you're dealt. Like, life is just, it's just a game, honestly. Like, you're given some cards, play the game, see if you win, and also learn how to celebrate the small wins. Like, if you move to a new place, if you get a new job, if you get a new subscriber, just learn to appreciate the small wins, because they don't happen often, y'all. They really don't. And once in a while, you can drown in your problems if you decide to. Girl, you can drown in your problems, and you'd rather not drown in your problems. You know that you'd rather not drown in a relationship, and you'd rather not drown on social media, as I always say. Social media is a scam, y'all. I'm here to, like, I'm authentic as fuck, but also, like, take everything I say with a grain of salt, because I'm just a little girl somewhere in her house chilling with her cat. Like, aim to be better, aim to have humanity. That's what that was what that driver told me. Like, people should just aim to have humanity and treat people with respect. Actually, he was saying, oh my god, he said, if you come into my car and you have a bad attitude, I'm gonna give you a bad attitude. Like, me, I'll leave you, I'll close the door. I was like, guy, you know, I understand that you're giving, you know, tit for tat, but even you just said you should have humanity. So are you not being a little bit ironic, hypocritical? I'm just saying. Like, I'm also the same, to be honest. Let me not even judge. But me, I'm an ignorer. Literally, you'll try and find me, you'll never find me, because girl, you don't deserve my energy, you don't deserve my time. And baby girl has been so busy. Wow, y'all, I've been busy as fuck. Moral of the story: learn to appreciate the small wins in life. That will give you so much more joy, and it will give you peace of mind to just know you're moving a step forward. Focus on yourself. Focus on yourself if you can. You know, some people, yeah, life, but focus on yourself. Know what you want for yourself. Don't just be out here copycatting, trending, influencing. Like, focus on what you want and the life you want to build for yourself. Don't be in a hurry. Take small steps if you can. If life grants you the pleasure, you know, of skipping a few steps, do it with grace. Do it with decorum. Literally, do it with grace, do it with decorum, and humility, of course. You don't need to, but yeah, me, I don't know if, like, you guys can call me humble. Like, me, at some point, I'm selfish, and, like, you know, I'm kind of selfish as fuck. Like, I really do. It's almost crazy how much I love myself, to the point where I don't really think about other people. Like, if it's for me, it's none of your business. Point number 4: don't be ashamed of your life if you're just, you know, starting off. Don't be ashamed of your life if you're restarting. Like, if something went wrong and you decided to restart your life, get a new job, don't be ashamed, y'all. It's your journey, your life. As I've said, appreciate the small wins. This was like a wholesome video, and I'm happy that you guys have stayed with me this long. I'm happy if you're new, and yeah, I'll see you guys soon. Bye. Love you guys.